Does God exist? Greetings, fellow seekers of truth and enlightenment. Welcome to another thought-provoking episode of Deep Thoughts, where we fearlessly delve into the most profound and enigmatic questions that have captivated humanity for centuries. I'm your host, Dev, and today we embark on an intellectual odyssey that strikes at the very core of our existence, the question of whether God exists. This inquiry has been the catalyst for countless philosophical, theological, and scientific discussions, sparking both reverence and skepticism, igniting passionate debates and fostering a deep yearning within us to unravel the mysteries of our origins and the fabric of reality itself. Today, we shall explore this multifaceted question from various vantage points, ranging from the intricate tapestry of theological beliefs to the rigorous scrutiny of scientific inquiry, and from the profound depths of natural and spiritual experiences to the echoing chambers of skepticism. So, my dear listeners, prepare yourselves for a journey that transcends the boundaries of the mundane, as we voyage into the realms of the divine, the metaphysical, and the ineffable. Brace yourselves for an odyssey that will challenge your preconceptions, provoke deep contemplation, and perhaps even ignite a newfound sense of wonder and awe within you. Before we embark on our quest, let us first establish a common understanding of what we mean by the term God. For countless individuals across diverse religions and cultures, God is perceived as a supreme being, a transcendent and ineffable entity that created and governs the vast expanse of the universe. However, the characteristics and attributes ascribed to this divine presence vary considerably, each tradition painting a unique portrait of the divine, imbued with its own rich tapestry of beliefs, narratives, and symbolism. Some envision God as a personal and loving creator, while others perceive the divine as an impersonal, all-encompassing force that permeates every aspect of existence. Some traditions revere multiple deities, while others steadfastly uphold the concept of a singular, omnipotent, and omniscient God. Regardless of these nuances, the idea of a supreme, divine power has captivated the human imagination since the dawn of civilization, shaping our spiritual and philosophical worldviews and profoundly influencing the trajectory of human culture and thought. With this foundational understanding, let us now embark on our journey, commencing with the hallowed realm of theological explanations. Theological explanations. Throughout the ages, theologians and religious thinkers have meticulously crafted intricate arguments in an effort to establish the existence of God. These arguments, often rooted in sacred texts, philosophical traditions, and divine revelation, offer profound insights into the nature of the divine and its relationship with the cosmos. 1. The cosmological argument. Let us begin our exploration with the cosmological argument, a timeless and influential line of reasoning that has resonated across various religious and philosophical traditions. This argument posits that everything that exists, from the smallest subatomic particle to the vast expanse of the cosmos, must have a cause, an originating force that set it into motion. By tracing this causal chain backward, theologians argue we inevitably arrive at a first cause, an uncaused cause, which they attribute to the existence of God. One of the most renowned proponents of this argument was the towering intellect of Thomas Aquinas, the 13th century philosopher and theologian whose works have left an indelible mark on Western thought. Aquinas proposed the concept of the unmoved mover, a being that set the entire cosmic machinery in motion without itself being moved by any external force. This first cause, Aquinas contended, must be eternal, immutable, and necessary, possessing the attributes of God as described in the Judeo-Christian tradition. However, critics of the cosmological argument have raised compelling objections, questioning the validity of the premise that everything must have a cause. They point to the inherent limitations of human reason and experience, arguing that our inability to comprehend the origins of the universe does not necessarily imply the existence of a divine creator. Furthermore, some assert that the concept of an uncaused cause itself raises more questions than it answers, merely shifting the problem of origins to a higher plane without providing a satisfactory explanation. 2. The teleological argument. Another influential argument in the theological arsenal is the teleological argument, also known as the argument from design. This line of reasoning draws upon the intricate complexity and remarkable order observed in the natural world, from the intricate symmetries of snowflakes to the breathtaking choreography of celestial bodies in motion. Proponents of this argument assert that such astounding complexity and order could not have arisen by mere chance or accident. Rather, they argue the universe bears the unmistakable hallmarks of intelligent design, implying the existence of a grand designer God. One of the most celebrated illustrations of this argument is William Paley's famous analogy of the watchmaker. Just as the intricate mechanics of a watch necessitate the existence of a skilled watchmaker, Paley reasoned, the staggering complexity of the universe points to the existence of a divine creator. Critics, however, have challenged the teleological argument on various fronts. Some argue that our perception of design and order in the universe is inherently subjective, shaped by our limited human perspectives and cognitive biases. They contend that what appears designed to us may simply be the result of natural processes operating over vast timescales, governed by the immutable laws of physics and chemistry. Moreover, opponents of the teleological argument point to the vast realms of apparent disorder, chaos, and apparent imperfection in the natural world, which they argue are difficult to reconcile with the notion of an all-wise and all-powerful designer. From the seemingly haphazard distribution of celestial bodies to the existence of genetic disorders and natural disasters, these apparent flaws in the design of the universe pose a formidable challenge to the teleological argument. 3. The ontological argument. Let us now turn our attention to the ontological argument, a unique and deeply philosophical approach to establishing the existence of God. This argument, first proposed by the 11th century philosopher and theologian Anselm of Canterbury, takes a radically different tack from the cosmological and teleological arguments, eschewing empirical observations and instead relying solely on the power of reason and logic. At the heart of the ontological argument lies a deceptively simple premise. The very concept of God as the greatest being imaginable necessitates God's existence. Anselm reasoned that if we can conceive of a being that possesses all conceivable perfections, including existence itself, then such a being must exist in reality. For if this supreme being existed only in our minds, it would be lacking the perfection of actual existence, and hence would not be the greatest being imaginable, a logical contradiction. This ingenious argument has captivated and confounded philosophers throughout the ages, sparking a torrent of critical analyses, rebuttals, and reformulations. Detractors argue that the mere act of conceiving an idea, no matter how grand or perfect, does not necessarily translate into its reality. They contend that the ontological argument commits a logical fallacy, fallaciously deriving an objective truth from a subjective premise, the definition of God as the greatest being conceivable. Defenders of the argument, however, counter that the ontological argument operates on a higher plane of reasoning, transcending the limitations of empirical observation and delving into the realm of pure logic and metaphysics. They assert that the argument's strength lies in its ability to compel the mind to grapple with the very nature of existence, forcing us to confront the possibility of a being whose existence is necessary and self-evident. 4. The moral argument. In addition to the cosmological, teleological, and ontological arguments, theologians have also put forth a compelling moral argument for the existence of God. This line of reasoning draws upon the apparent universality of moral values and the innate human sense of right and wrong, positing that such objective moral truths could only arise from a divine, transcendent source. Proponents of the moral argument contend that the existence of objective moral laws, which seem to transcend cultural and temporal boundaries, is best explained by the existence of a supreme moral lawgiver God. Thinkers like Immanuel Kant and C.S. Lewis have argued that our innate sense of morality, our capacity to distinguish between good and evil, and our collective yearning for justice and virtue point to a higher, divine source of ethical principles. Critics, however, have challenged the moral argument on various grounds. Some argue that objective moral truths can arise from purely naturalistic sources, such as evolutionary processes that have shaped our innate moral intuitions or the collective wisdom of human societies. As we delve deeper into this captivating inquiry, let us now turn our attention to the realm of scientific perspectives, where empirical evidence and logical reasoning take center stage in our quest to unravel the mysteries of the universe and our origins. Scientific perspectives. While science does not directly address the supernatural or the existence of deities, its findings and theories can profoundly influence and inform theological discussions. Through rigorous observation, experimentation, and the application of reason, science has unveiled remarkable insights into the workings of the natural world, shedding light on the origins, evolution, and fundamental building blocks of our universe. 1. The Big Bang Theory. One of the most significant scientific discoveries of the 20th century, the Big Bang Theory, has become a focal point in discussions about the origins of the universe and its potential implications for the existence of a divine creator. This theory posits that the universe began from an extremely dense and hot state approximately 13.8 billion years ago and has been expanding ever since. Some theologians and philosophers argue that this beginning, this cosmic singularity, aligns with the idea of a creation event, potentially pointing to the existence of a creator, a supreme being who set the universe in motion. They contend that the Big Bang Theory provides scientific support for the notion of a divine genesis, reinforcing the idea of a transcendent force responsible for the origins of all that exists. However, others within the scientific community counter that the Big Bang Theory, while offering invaluable insights into the early stages of the universe, does not necessarily imply a divine cause. They argue that the theory itself does not speak to the ultimate origins of the singularity or the forces that governed its expansion. Moreover, the precise nature of the Big Bang event remains shrouded in mystery, with numerous unanswered questions and competing hypotheses vying for scientific acceptance. 2. The fine-tuning argument. Another scientific consideration that has been widely debated in discussions of God's existence is the fine-tuning argument. This argument observes that the fundamental constants of the universe, such as the strength of gravitational and electromagnetic forces, the masses of subatomic particles, and the ratios of matter to energy, are set with such exquisite precision that even the slightest variation could render life as we know it impossible. Proponents of the fine-tuning argument interpret this remarkable fine-tuning as evidence of a deliberate designer, a supreme intelligence that carefully calibrated the laws and constants of the universe to permit the emergence of life and the intricate complexity we observe in the cosmos. They argue that the odds of such precise fine-tuning occurring by chance are infinitesimally small, suggesting the guiding hand of a divine creator. However, opponents of this argument offer alternative explanations, such as the anthropic principle and the multiverse theory. The anthropic principle states that we can only observe a universe compatible with life, as any other universe would preclude the existence of observers like ourselves. The multiverse theory, on the other hand, posits the existence of multiple, perhaps infinite, universes, each with different physical constants and laws. If true, the existence of a universe like ours could be a matter of probability rather than design. While these theories remain highly speculative and lack empirical evidence, they demonstrate the scientific community's commitment to exploring naturalistic explanations for the phenomena we observe, often challenging long-held beliefs and conventional wisdom. 3. The multiverse theory. Speaking of the multiverse theory, it warrants a closer examination in the context of our discussion. This theory, which has gained significant traction in recent years, suggests that our universe may be but one of countless others, each with its own unique set of physical laws, constants, and properties. According to this theory, the universes within the multiverse are birthed from a primordial source, perhaps through the spontaneous. As I was saying, the multiverse theory proposes that our universe is merely one of countless others, each with its own unique set of physical laws, constants, and properties. These universes are theorized to have emerged from a primordial source, perhaps through the spontaneous formation of quantum fluctuations or the eternal inflation of a parent universe. Proponents of the multiverse theory argue that if there are indeed infinite universes, it becomes statistically more probable for one universe to possess the precise conditions necessary for life to arise, without the need to invoke a divine creator or intelligent design. In essence, the multiverse theory provides a naturalistic explanation for the fine-tuning of our universe, attributing it to the sheer vastness of possibilities within the cosmic landscape. However, it is crucial to note that the multiverse theory remains highly speculative and lacks direct empirical evidence. Critics contend that it relies on numerous assumptions and untested hypotheses, raising more questions than it answers. Furthermore, some argue that even if the multiverse theory were proven true, it would not necessarily negate the possibility of a divine creator orchestrating the entire cosmic tapestry. Natural and spiritual explanations. Beyond the realms of theology and science, There exist alternative perspectives that offer a more integrated and holistic understanding of the divine, drawing upon the experiences of nature, spirituality, and the depths of human consciousness. These viewpoints provide a unique lens through which to contemplate the existence of God, inviting us to explore the inherent sacredness and interconnectedness of all existence. 1. Pantheism and Panentheism. One such perspective is that of pantheism and panentheism. Pantheism, an ancient philosophical tradition, equates God with the universe itself, suggesting that the divine is immanent in all aspects of the natural world. This view perceives the cosmos as a sacred and living entity, imbued with the essence of the divine, rather than a separate creation governed by an external force. Panentheism, a closely related concept, posits that while God is present and manifested within the universe, the divine also transcends the physical realm, existing beyond the bounds of space and time. This perspective offers a more nuanced and integrated understanding of the relationship between the divine and the natural world, allowing for both immanence and transcendence. These perspectives invite us to shift our gaze inward, to appreciate the inherent sacredness and interconnectedness of all existence, and to recognize the divine presence within the intricate patterns and rhythms of nature itself. By embracing these worldviews, we may cultivate a deeper reverence and appreciation for the natural world, fostering a sense of wonder and awe that can profoundly shape our spiritual and existential outlook. 2. Mystical and spiritual experiences. Another avenue through which individuals have sought to connect with the divine is through mystical and spiritual experiences. Throughout the ages, countless individuals from diverse cultures and traditions have reported profound encounters with a higher power, often characterized by a sense of unity, transcendence, and overwhelming peace. These experiences, which can occur spontaneously or through intentional spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, or ritual, are deeply personal and subjective in nature. They may manifest as visions, auditory or extrasensory perceptions, or a profound sense of oneness with the cosmos. For those who have undergone such experiences, they serve as powerful and convincing evidence of the existence of a higher power, a divine presence that transcends the material realm. While these experiences are inherently subjective and difficult to verify scientifically, they hold immense significance for those who have had them, shaping their beliefs, worldviews, and spiritual paths. They invite us to consider the possibility of realms beyond our ordinary perception, and to remain open to the ineffable mysteries that lie at the heart of our existence. 3. The argument from consciousness. Another intriguing perspective that has garnered attention in discussions about the existence of God is the argument from consciousness. This argument posits that human consciousness, our ability to reason, reflect, experience emotions, and grapple with abstract concepts, cannot be fully accounted for by physical processes alone. Proponents of this argument assert that the rich tapestry of subjective experiences, the depth of human reasoning, and the profound sense of self-awareness that we possess are difficult to reconcile with a purely materialistic worldview. They suggest that consciousness itself may be evidence of a higher, non-material dimension, a realm that transcends the physical and points to the existence of a divine source or essence. This line of reasoning has been explored by philosophers, scientists, and spiritual thinkers alike, each offering unique insights and perspectives. Some draw upon the hard problem of consciousness, which questions how subjective experiences can arise from purely physical processes. Others delve into the realms of quantum mechanics and the observer effect, exploring the potential connections between consciousness and the fundamental nature of reality. While the argument from consciousness remains philosophically compelling, it is subject to ongoing debate and scrutiny. Critics argue that our understanding of consciousness and its relationship to the material world is still in its infancy, and that attributing it to a divine source may be premature or even fallacious. Counterarguments and skepticism. In the spirit of intellectual honesty and a commitment to exploring all facets of this profound inquiry, it is essential that we acknowledge and engage with the counterarguments and skepticism surrounding the existence of God. Throughout history, thoughtful individuals have raised powerful objections and critiques, challenging the assumptions and premises upon which theological and philosophical arguments are based. 1. The problem of evil. One of the most formidable challenges to the existence of an all-good, all-powerful God is the problem of evil. This argument questions how a benevolent and omnipotent deity could permit the existence of immense suffering, cruelty, and evil in the world we inhabit. The sheer scale and intensity of human affliction, from natural disasters and diseases to acts of unspeakable violence and atrocities, seem difficult to reconcile with the notion of a loving and merciful creator. If God is truly omnipotent, why does he not intervene to alleviate the suffering of innocent beings? And if he is truly benevolent, how can such immense evil be permitted to persist? Theologians and philosophers have proposed various theodicies, or justifications, in an attempt to resolve this apparent contradiction. Some argue that suffering is a necessary consequence of free will, allowing for moral growth and the development of virtue. Others contend that our limited human perspective cannot fully comprehend the divine plan, and that apparent evil may serve a higher purpose beyond our understanding. However, skeptics counter that these justifications often strain credulity, failing to adequately account for the staggering scale and intensity of suffering witnessed throughout human history. They argue that the existence of such profound evil poses a formidable challenge to the idea of an all-good, all-powerful God, and that alternative explanations may be more plausible. 2. The argument from non-belief. Another potent critique leveled against the existence of God is the argument from non-belief. This argument questions why, if a benevolent and omnipotent God truly desires for humanity to know and worship him, his existence is not universally apparent and undeniable. Throughout history, countless individuals from diverse cultures and belief systems have lived and died without ever encountering or accepting the notion of a supreme being. Even within established religions, there exists a vast spectrum of beliefs, interpretations, and levels of devotion, raising the question of why a loving God would permit such widespread ambiguity and skepticism. Critics argue that if God's primary desire is for all of humanity to recognize and worship him, it seems counterintuitive for him to remain hidden or obscure, allowing for so much confusion, doubt, and non-belief. They contend that a truly benevolent and omnipotent deity would ensure that his existence is undeniable, leaving no room for uncertainty or disbelief. In response, theologians have offered various explanations, such as the importance of free will and the need for genuine faith, rather than coerced belief. However, skeptics remain unconvinced, asserting that the sheer scale of non-belief and religious diversity challenges the notion of a God who desires universal worship and recognition. 3. Natural explanations. As our scientific understanding of the universe has deepened, skeptics have increasingly turned to natural explanations for phenomena traditionally attributed to divine intervention or creation. The success of scientific theories in providing naturalistic accounts for the origins of the universe, the emergence of life, and the complexities of the natural world has, for many, diminished the need to invoke a supernatural or divine explanation. For instance, the theory of evolution by natural selection, proposed by Charles Darwin, offers a compelling and well-supported explanation for the diversity of life on Earth, challenging the notion of a divine creator meticulously crafting each individual species. Similarly, advances in fields such as cosmology, particle physics, and neuroscience have shed light on the intricate workings of the universe, the subatomic. As I was saying, the success of scientific theories in providing naturalistic explanations for various phenomena has, for many skeptics, diminished the perceived need to invoke a supernatural or divine cause. Advances in fields such as cosmology, particle physics, and neuroscience have shed light on the intricate workings of the universe, the subatomic realm, and the mysteries of the human mind, potentially undermining the traditional arguments for a divine creator or designer. Moreover, skeptics often invoke the principle of Occam's razor, which favors the simplest explanation with the fewest assumptions. They argue that while the existence of God may offer a convenient explanation for the complexities of the universe, it introduces additional assumptions and metaphysical baggage that may be unnecessary in light of naturalistic explanations grounded in empirical evidence and scientific reasoning. However, it is important to note that the mere existence of natural explanations does not necessarily negate the possibility of a divine presence or involvement. Proponents of theistic perspectives argue that God could have designed the universe in such a way that it operates according to natural laws and processes, without the need for constant intervention or violation of these laws. Furthermore, some contend that the beauty, elegance, and remarkable coherence of scientific theories and natural laws themselves may point to an underlying intelligence or design, rather than undermining the notion of a creator. This perspective suggests that science and faith can coexist and even complement each other, offering different lenses through which to understand the complexities of existence. Personal reflections and conclusion. As we approach the conclusion of our intellectual odyssey, it is evident that the question of God's existence is one that defies simple answers or universal consensus. The arguments, perspectives, and counterarguments we have explored highlight the profound depth and complexity of this inquiry, inviting us to navigate the intricate tapestry of philosophical, theological, scientific, and experiential insights. Ultimately, the question of whether God exists may never be definitively resolved to the satisfaction of all. It is a deeply personal and profound journey, shaped by our individual experiences, worldviews, and the unique paths we each tread in our quest for understanding and meaning. For some, the arguments and evidence presented by theologians and philosophers may resonate deeply, reinforcing their belief in a divine creator or higher power. For others, the scientific explanations and counterarguments may hold greater sway, leading them to adopt a more naturalistic or skeptical worldview. Yet, for many, the answer may lie somewhere in between: a synthesis of perspectives, a willingness to embrace the mysteries and paradoxes that permeate our existence, and a recognition that the truth may ultimately elude our finite comprehension. As we reflect on this profound inquiry, perhaps the greatest lesson lies not in arriving at a definitive answer, but in the very act of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the depths of our existence. By engaging with diverse viewpoints, challenging our assumptions, and remaining open to the ineffable mysteries that lie at the heart of reality, we may cultivate a deeper sense of wonder, humility, and appreciation for the vastness of the cosmos and the richness of the human experience. Whether one ultimately embraces the existence of God or finds greater resonance in naturalistic explanations, the journey itself holds immense value. It is a testament to the boundless curiosity and insatiable yearning for understanding that defines our species, a yearning that has propelled humanity to scale the heights of intellectual and spiritual exploration. So, let us embrace this journey with open hearts and minds, recognizing that the true significance lies not in the destination, but in the act of seeking, questioning, and forever expanding the horizons of our understanding. Thank you, dear listeners, for joining me on this thought-provoking exploration of one of the most profound and enduring questions of our existence. If you found this discussion insightful and enriching, I encourage you to share it with others, spark conversations, and continue the dialogue that has captivated humanity for centuries. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and may the depths of this inquiry continue to fuel your sense of wonder and awe for the mysteries that surround us. This has been another episode of Deep Thoughts. I'm your host, Dev, and I bid you a thoughtful farewell. Stay curious, my friends.